Good morning, class, and today we are going to be doing your favorite self-portraits.
What if, I don't really know how to draw my hair? Do you think you could offer some?
No, but it's due at the end of the period. Good luck. And on that note, I'm bringing you the How to Draw Curly Hair with Highlights tutorial. Okay, so I got my two bald-headed girls right here, and I'm going to start by taking the lasso tool and outlining the base shape of the hair. You don't have to do like any of the flyaways or the small details of the hair, but just the main shape of the hair that you want it to be. I'm gonna do this on both of them so that you can see it as like my hair and then like non-natural colored hair. And you want to make sure that the outline is wavy. And then you just take the paint bucket and drop in the base color of the hair. This is also a more like stylized, fast, kind of sloppy way that I do it. After this, I'm going to show you a more realistic way that takes a lot more time. So now I'm just going over and fixing it up a little bit. Shape is kind of funky, but you know, you'll get the point. You can do this all on one layer, but just to be safe, sometimes I just do it on a clipped layer because in case I mess it up, I can just delete it and start fresh and not have to completely redo the shape. But I start with the airbrush and I do the base tone, so the bottom right here is way more blonde looking than the roots, obviously. And then I go in and squiggly lines. I take the hard round brush, so it's not like full opacity. Or I think it's set to like that pressure setting to where if you don't push fully hard, it's not gonna be fully opaque. But anyways, I just make like squiggly lines down, starting with the blonde shade all the way up to the roots, and then I take the brown shade and I start going down, and then pick up a color in between and just kind of do that. But you don't want to do too much because I still want the lower half to appear more blonde and the roots to appear more dark than the rest of the hair. And then once I have most of that finished, I change the brush to color dodge and I take the lighter color and just go through and do the same thing. This kind of adds like a little bit of highlights. This is also where if you're not doing this on one layer, you go to the base layer and you kind of add the thin hairs that are a little more like flyaway, so it's not just like a block of hair. And then for shadow in the hair, for parts that are like underneath the head, like kind of behind the neck, I just use the multiplier mode on the brush and probably take the darker color and just mess around with that until it looks how I want it to look. Okay, so I'm going to repeat the same exact steps, but over here on different colors so you can see how my process kind of still works. And I'm also going to do a different type of curl pattern. I'm going to do it like more springy, more spiral instead of kind of the wavy, messy curl, which is how my natural hair is, like the messy with weird wavy kinks and curls in it. So yeah, that is that stylized kind of fast process, and now I'm going to show you how I do it a little more realistic. This is from the Tune Me challenge. Granted, this is like really old, but I think maybe my steps could still help you a little bit. Okay, so for the little more realistic way of drawing curly hair with highlights is I do the same first tool where you take the lasso tool and do your shape, fill it in with the base color, and then I go in with the airbrush and I do my single curl all the way down, and then I come in with the same airbrush, same color, and just kind of go over every bend of the curl. I feel like doing this helps your eye to see where to put the shadows. The shadows is the most key thing of this because that is going to tell the viewer how the curl is bending. So this honestly just takes a lot of practice, and using a reference is really good. So obviously, like if I was drawing myself, I'd be using a picture of myself to see my curls and I would know where to shade. And then once you do it a couple of times, you kind of just understand how to do it, and then you won't really need reference for the girls. So I just take a little bit of a darker color and I shade one of the straight areas to give information how the curl is bending. Basically, you can kind of just go through all the like straight areas, like not where the curl is bending, and throw some shadow in there, and your eye will kind of like start to see how it would be bending. Like here I'm recognizing that, okay, if I want it to be going in a circle, like a spiral curl, I'm gonna make this lighter so that it brings it to the front. And then once you get started, it's kind of easy to fill the rest out. But it really just takes a lot of practice and experimentation to train your eye to be able to see this. Reference is so key in learning this. I have looked at my hair in photos and tried to practice this so many times to figure out how the heck am I supposed to do highlighted curly hair digitally. So hopefully this was helpful. I'm not a professional or anything, but this is how I be doing it. And just thought I would make this to help some people who maybe are out there like me who can't find a tutorial on how to draw highlighted curly hair. So yeah, and if you guys like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing. I do a lot of art stuff on the tube, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next one.
Talk about my girl. Don't tell nothing,
I even got the month of May, my girl.